You might think that there aren't that many older bottom and younger top tropes in BL simply because this trope exists more in mangas and not actual BL series. But you are so wrong. Older bottom and younger top BL series are surprisingly common, mainly because this concept is a refreshing take on traditional age-based power dynamics in stories, and also we love it when the younger guy is more energetic in pursuing the older guy, and it's just fun to watch when he challenges the older guy's way of thinking. So in this video, let me recount 18 BLs where the older guy is a bottom and the younger guy is a top. Tan and Fang's love story began with a fight. Although Fang is 1 year older and in the same university as Tan and his brother Foom, their bond deepened after Tan defended them from a group of thugs. They became friends, but Fang gradually developed feelings for Tan. Knowing Tan well, Fang subtly influenced Tan to fall in love and confess first, leading to them becoming boyfriends. Pi, a senior in university, is a studious nerd who keeps to himself. San, a handsome and outgoing freshman, falls for Pi at an introductory event. Despite having girls fawn over him, San is determined to win Pi's heart. He persistently pursues Pi, who continually brushes off his advances. However, San's sincerity and relentless efforts gradually melt Pi's heart and he starts seeing San in a different light. Rich and handsome Leon first meets P-Pop, a senior at his university, and is instantly smitten. Leon is wealthy, but P-Pop is burdened with familial responsibilities and seems unaware of Leon's attraction. Leon is patient and gentle, initially wanting just friendship. However, as they spend more time together, P-Pop starts to develop feelings for Leon too, and their connection deepens into something more. Bo Xiang is a high school senior who works part-time at his cousin's gym. He has a massive crush on this particularly good-looking older man called Lu Jigang, whose body looks like it's been chiseled by the gods. Bo Xiang can't stop drooling over Jigang's body, and slowly his crush turns into this overwhelming feeling of love and desire for Jigang. At first, 30-year-old Jigang doesn't take an 18-year-old's confession too seriously, but Bo Xiang is persistent. He wants Jigang and promises to not let age become a hurdle in their relationship. Jigang's reluctance finally subsides after Bo Xiang's repeated reassurance, and they start dating. Years later, they get married and live happily ever after. Although Hero is 5 years older to Kai, they were close friends when they were young, and Hero made Kai feel less alone after his mother left him. Hero quickly became Kai's emotional support, but one day he suddenly left town and Kai didn't meet Hero until years later. Now adults, Hero is in his 30s and is a tired and stressed office worker, while Kai is in his mid-20s and has just been laid off from his restaurant job. Hero once again supports Kai by offering him to stay at his apartment. Kai in turn takes care of Hero's meals, making sure he's eating nutritious food when he doesn't have time to make it himself. Unbeknownst to Hero, Kai has been in love with him since childhood. Kai confesses to Hero, shaking his heart and making him question their relationship. Kijima is an erotic novel writer in his 30s. He has been unlucky in love and was deceived by his ex, and so he doesn't believe in love anymore. He thinks that true love isn't in his fate, and so when a college student Kuzuma injures him in a minor accident, he takes the chance to have some fun with this intriguing and handsome man. Kijima isn't hoping for anything to happen with Kuzuma, but he's lonely, and when Kuzuma becomes his temporary assistant, transcribing his novels for him, Kijima feels happy and content. However, Kuzuma is enthralled by Kijima. He's intoxicated by Kijima's allure. He wants Kijima, wants his body, his beautiful mind, and his gloomy heart. With Kuzuma's deep love and commitment, Kijima starts to feel love blossoming in his stone-cold heart, and he decides to give love another chance. Togawa is a 29-year-old office worker who falls in love with his boss Nozue, who is 39 years old. Even though there is a 10-year age difference between them, it doesn't affect Togawa's feelings for his boss. He has this incredible urge to safeguard Nozue. He also wishes to be the person who makes Nozue try new things and experience moments that he thinks he's too old for. Nozue, on the other hand, is too set in his ways and is reluctant to accept new challenges. But Togawa's love and strength gives him courage to push himself and live his life to the fullest. Jae-yoon is a carefree college student, but he never misses his favorite professor Young-il's poetry lectures. Unbeknownst to Young-il, Jae-yoon is attracted to his professor and constantly wants his attention. One day, he doesn't submit his assignments on time, which made Young-il give him private poetry lessons to make up for it. As Young-il and Jae-yoon spend time together, Young-il's cold heart starts to melt for Jae-yoon, who couldn't keep his eyes off his professor. Jae-yoon makes sure that Young-il knows how much he's into him. Yoondae and Soyuk become brothers when their parents get married. Yoondae is in high school while Soyuk is older. Both Yoondae and Soyuk are abused by their fathers in different ways, and as a result they grow close and find solace in one another. But after Soyuk's mother got divorced with Yoondae's dad, they become estranged. Years later, Soyuk works as a mechanic while Yoondae is directionless in life, still suffering with the trauma his dad inflicted on him. They reunite again, but this time the feeling is different. Tension is in the air and they both know it. 29-year-old Tae Myung-ga finds himself trapped in the body of a 19-year-old high school student who has transmigrated into a fictional game designed to make another high school student, Cha Yeowon, happy. In order to make Yeowon happy, Myung-ga has to complete all sorts of missions, and through these missions, Myung-ga realizes that the game not only focuses on Yeowon's happiness, but it's designed to make himself happy too. Through these quests, Myung-ga realizes that he loves Yeowon and that his previous life has been no different than Cha Yeowon's. Cha Yeowon and Tae Myung-ga become each other's support and lifelines. Kongpop and Artit first meet at the freshman orientation program called SOTUS. Artit is a third-year senior hazer who is strict in following the rules of the SOTUS system, while Kongpop is a freshman who believes that the SOTUS system is outdated and irrelevant. Kongpop constantly challenges Artit, making him lose face in front of the whole crowd. Artit can't stand Kongpop and his brazen behavior, so they often lock heads. But lately, Kongpop takes advantage of their arguments by flirting with Artit. Kongpop makes playful remarks, confusing Artit and making him blush. Kongpop's constant advances eventually break down Artit's walls and he starts seeing him in a different light. Jo is a 32-year-old stuntman who is also a stand-in for the famous actor Tong. One day, Tong gets a visitor called Ming who accidentally hugs Jo from behind, thinking he is Tong. Jo is stunned to see Ming. He has never seen someone so beautiful, so striking and so charming. Ming is just 22 years old, but his eyes are cold and aloof. He seems to be into Tong, who sees him only as a little brother. Sad and annoyed, Ming decides to let Jo take him home. Sensing Jo's intentions, Ming figures that Jo is a good replacement for Tong and will help mend his broken heart. Ming and Jo sleep together several times until Jo discovers that Ming only sees him as a substitute for Tong, which breaks his heart. But by now, Ming is hooked and wouldn't let go. Jom is a 26-year-old architect responsible for the renovation of 1920s mansion situated alongside the Pink River. One night, Jom's long-term partner suddenly breaks up with him and decides to marry a woman. Heartbroken and sad, Jom accidentally drives his car into the river. After several hours, he wakes up, but the surroundings look very strange. Jom has traveled back in time and meets the owner of the mansion, Kun Yai, who is 20 years old. Jom becomes his personal steward, taking care of all his needs. Although Kun Yai is just 20 years old, he is very tall with broad shoulders and a handsome physique. Jom's heart flutters when he calls for him. His heart flutters when Kun Yai flirts with him. Kun Yai slowly heals Jom's broken heart and gives him a lifetime of love. Bae Jong-gi is an 18-year-old high school student who aspires to be a doctor. One day he encounters an injured gangster Fang Jae-rui and takes him home. As Jae-rui recovers in Jong-gi's home, they unexpectedly grow close, sharing meals together and helping each other. Little by little, Jong-gi develops feelings for the older man. However, Jae-rui rejects him because he doesn't want to drag Jong-gi into his dangerous world. But Jong-gi is persistent. Despite the rejection, their bond deepens and Jong-gi finds himself even more determined to be on Jae-rui's side. One day, Jae-rui's resolve is broken and they end up in each other's arms, not wanting to part away. Wei-jin has been the sole breadwinner of the household ever since their parents died. Wei-jin and his sister live in a small home and Wei-jin works at an underground boxing club. One day he finds an abandoned youngster, Wei-ji-won, who refuses to leave his side. Wei-jin brings him home and since then Wei-ji-won has been living with the siblings as their adopted brother, even adopting Wei-jin's last name. However, unbeknownst to Wei-jin, Xiaoyuan has never once considered him as his older brother. The desire he feels for Wei-jin is not something that is imaginable between siblings. His love is a different kind of love. The one that keeps him up at night, seething and hurting him, both with desire and heartbreak. Jean is a novel writer whose first BL novel became so successful that it's being made into a movie. To audition for the main role, a handsome actor Nupsib is hired. Nupsib is weirdly obsessed with Jean and always wants to be close to him. Initially, Jean didn't understand why Nupsib would pay so much attention to him. But what Jean doesn't know is that Nupsib and Jean were neighbors in childhood. When Jean was 12 and Nupsib was 6, they developed a formidable friendship. Although Jean moved away, Nupsib never forgot him and was ecstatic when he finally found him. Nupsib confesses to Jean, telling him how much he has missed him until now and that he has loved him since their childhood. 30-year-old Dr. Won-dae is rejected by Peter, who has been his crush since the past 8 years, because he was too vanilla for him. Heartbroken and sad, Won-dae decides to casually sleep with men to prove Peter wrong. This is when he encounters a college student and Muay Thai fighter Yo-yak, who is instantly attracted to Won-dae. They quickly enter into a friend with benefits relationship. As they spend more time together, engaging in passionate and carefree encounters, Won-dae begins to discover new facets of his own desires and personality. Yo-yak is also drawn to Won-dae's kind and warm personality. They slowly start to forget about their love interests and end up falling for each other. 29-year-old Minato was once an overworked office worker in Tokyo, but now spends his time running his late grandfather's laundromat in a small town. He loves the slow rhythm of small town life and the friendly faces of his regular customers. One day, a 19-year-old high schooler Shun enters his laundromat and discovers his secret that he is gay. Panicked Minato hoped that Shun wouldn't spread this information across town. But Shun is only interested in making Minato his. Shun is determined to show Minato that he is the perfect partner for him. As they spend time together, Minato's heart begins to open and he starts to believe in the possibility of love again. So these were 18 BL series that depict the older bottom and younger top trope. Let me know if there are more shows like this apart from the ones I've mentioned. See you guys soon with a new video. Bye!